Hello there, we've had our first patch for F1 Manager 24 a couple of days ago, and while the patch contains some fixes, there's still plenty of bugs around. As such, in this video we're going to go over the patch notes, looking at what was fixed and what is still broken, with the goal of giving at least some temporary solutions to the issues to keep the game enjoyable despite the problems that it has. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, as I will be making more of these for each patch. So let us go through the notes together. First off, team management. Fixed contract offers not being received. This means is that before the patch you were unable to counter offer, you needed to have the team agree with your first offer, and this has since been fixed. You're now able to send a counter offer if the AI rejects your first one. However, this also introduced a weird new bug where the AI will seemingly poach staff members that you have already signed on a next season contract. Basically, you can come to an agreement that next season you'll be working for us, and then the AI will go in and poach that staff member. Even so, it seems like they do not currently take into account that the staff member or driver already have a next season contract, and they'll go in and try and sign them. To avoid this issue, you basically just have to make sure that any contract that you sign starts immediately when it comes to staff and drivers, and that is going to be costly, as you're going to have to pay the the breakout fee, the buyout fee, but it's basically that, or run the risk of the AI poaching staff that you yourself have been looking at for next season. This also implies staff from your team that you are just renewing. You're still going to have to pay that breakout fee. Keep in mind the AI will generally start poaching around the summer break, so try and get your transfers done before this to be absolutely safe. The second issue was the fixing of AI development. Before the patch, the AI would develop only underfloors and suspension, and then while they will develop every part of the patch, the way they do so is incredibly inefficient. Mike Takumi, who is a huge numbers guy, figured out that the AI will use 5 engineers on every project, which means that the design center is the current limit for how many designs the AI will run. They will only design and will not do any research until we get to the end of the season, meaning they only research for about 1.5 months, usually just a month or so, meaning that you have a huge advantage when it comes to research over AI. To make the matters worse, they do not switch up their sliders. They're running balanced and normal for every project. They don't run intense ever. They don't rush ever. And they also are not taking full advantage of the CFD time, as they run 1 unit of wind and 5 units of CFD. Means that the AI will develop faster than the player. And if the player researches properly in the second season, which is that big regulation change, the AI will be incredibly far behind come season 3. If you want the AI to remain competitive when you catch up, basically, once you catch up, start winning races, you might need to slow down both your development and research in order to keep things interesting, at least until we get that next patch. They also fixed an issue where the ERS swap would give you a penalty if done during a race weekend. Now you will not receive a penalty for swapping it between practice and the first qualifying. There's also some stability fixes. We also got a fix for the issue of affiliate drivers having high paychecks in Creative Team. They're now paid normally. We also have a new Williams steering wheel, now correctly represented, and they're also fixed for team comps during quali, should reference traffic correctly now, as well as a fix to a rare lockup in the rules and regulations screen. Now these fixes are nice, but what are some of the problems still plaguing the game, and should you wait a little bit longer to pick it up? For starters, the issues with AI development and research are quite problematic, and I would probably wait another patch just due to that. Again, the AI isn't developing or researching properly, so it could be a very good idea to just wait if you're already on the fence for the next patch to see if it gets, ironed out. Another one of the issues that have currently been playing the game a little bit is doing the setup. So currently, when you try and set up your car for P1, P2, P3, you generally would, have a pretty good idea at this point where your sliders should be. You can set them up, but the AI does not respect it. They'll do something completely different, meaning that unless you do the third practice or first quali manually in order to kind of set a good, starting point for your setups, you are most likely going to end up with setups that are between 50 to 70% if you sim through the entire thing, even if you set up a perfect one for the first quali. So currently that's a bit of a weird one, but it is an issue that you're going to have to contend with. And generally, while the game still has a whole host of issues apart from this, most of these seems to be balancing issues. Mentality potentially being too strong with drivers transferred to Season 2, and negative mentality from even poorly rated drivers and staff. And unfortunately, all of these smaller issues and bugs would probably be too much for this video. But with the exception of one of the more annoying ones, the time freezing bug, which basically freezes the time in your game during a race, not allowing you to press go. The cars will just, be frozen in a moment. There aren't any that are straight up game breaking, I'd say. Unless I've completely forgotten. If so, please remind me. And to avoid the time freezing bug in particular, that can actually destroy your games, I would recommend to keep your save files on a rolling to save system. Basically where your first save, you save a new game. Second save, you save a new game. Third time you save over that first save game, and you basically just have those to save on a rolling system to kind of have backups in case something happens to the save and it gets, corrupted. You save over the wrong file, you get the idea. Now, as I said, there is probably more bugs than this, and if I miss anything or you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments, and I'll get back to you when I have time. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll make another video like this for the next patch. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.